In this module, we're laying the groundwork with digital marketing strategy. Let's have a look at the well-defined strategy, why we would even need something like that. So it allows you to delegate or outsource specific campaigns. If you have a strategy and you know where you want to take the company with marketing, you don't have to do all the work yourself. To get a team together, either in-house or outsourcing, you can delegate specific campaigns, specific tasks. For instance, at Web Cafe, we have clients that we do Google ads for and Bing ads. Should anything happen or somebody wants to go on leave, then the work doesn't stop. If you get very busy and you don't want to grow this marketing side in your business, what you can do now is you can document exactly what you want and give that to a digital marketing team. When you interview teams, you must know which questions to ask them. A lot of people think they are a social media specialist because they like spending time on social media. That's not it. You do need more. You need to know who to target, what to do. When you've done that work, you can give it to a creative person to say, okay, make the pretty pictures and put it out there in a nice way. So it helps a team, whether it's in-house or outsourced, to work towards the same goals. So if you want more sales, they must know you want more sales. If you have a sales team on your side, and you should, even if it's yourself, then you can ask for leads, because the marketing provides the lead so that you can follow up with them and make the sale. So when we talk about conversions in this course, we're talking about converting them to join your list so that you can contact them again afterwards. And then it makes your company focused and productive. And we don't have time to waste. Whenever you spend an hour, it has to be productive hours, because otherwise we will just work 20 hours a day and be burnt out by the end of it. That's what my community is all about. Should you have a balance? Maybe it's not necessary to chase the million rands worth of work. Maybe it's just helping people, help them grow their business. I want to help them to be better in the world. Then when you measure and you test and you adjust, you catch problems early. So when you have an outcome that you want to reach, say you want 10 leads. Okay. So how many leads do you want? You want 10 leads. So what's the metric? So that is the leads. So I want 10 leads this month, because you know you have the capacity to actually follow up with 10 people so that you can onboard maybe one or two of them. And then you must then test the actuals against your goal. So that's the measure. So if you didn't make 10, why not? Do they drop off? There's something like a bounce rate. So if they go landing page and they bounce right off, maybe it's the words you use. Maybe it's the pictures you use. They are clicking something and they're landing there and they think they landed on the wrong page. Keep to 20 keywords, what we use in our social media. This is what we use on our landing page. Then you'll never have that problem, because somebody that recognizes that this is the problem that you're solving, they click on that and they say, okay, this is the right page. And then we go the next step. Then you adjust. You have to double down on what works and you have to cut out what doesn't work. The 80-20 principle comes to mind here. If you can identify the 20% that does the best and eliminate the 80% that's not working anymore, that's where you want to go. I see with search engine keywords, the words that worked, that people used a year ago, has 0 searches right now. You have to go back and see which of these words are still valid. Maybe you have to update your website or your landing page to get the new keywords in there, because people change how they talk. So the sales journey is the following. First, you have your audience. This is where you broadcast to everybody that you have identified in your target market. So that is what social media is good for. This is what search engine marketing is good for. You can have a podcast, you can have blogs. Okay, so you will have a follower, a subscriber, Each platform has its own words to describe somebody that clicks, they are interested. Okay. Once I enter your list, please build a list for people that's interested in what you have to offer. A list of leads. So you have a list of customers and people think that's enough, but you also need to know who are the people that showed an interest. And those are your prospects. That's your leads. So this is what we want to capture. We want the email addresses. We want maybe the cell phone numbers, depending on your market. And if you then can do a blog or a newsletter, send it out every month so that you can make a customer or they become customers. You don't make them buy from you. You just remind them of what you've got in a helpful way, and then they will become your customer. Then you can tell them what else you've got, and maybe they will be a repeat customer. That's the summary of a sales journey.
So think about it as farming instead of hunting. Everything and everyone matures at a different time. And then they grow again, and then it becomes repeat customers. So you harvest again.
Now let's change gears. We are now going to just have a quick overview of keywords research. We need to do keyword research. In the book, we went into too much detail for this course. So what we will be touching on by the end of this course is how to do a first level keyword research. Quick and easy that you can do and you don't have to be scared of. Okay. Then AI assisted keyword research. AI can tell you, and I've done this yesterday for a client. So that is how I know that keywords that used to work a year ago or 2 years ago, at 0 hits this last 30 days. 0. And this is from 500,000 to 0. So it's a big difference. You can get this information. That's what the third book is about. Next is where you're taking them. Once you got their attention through an ad, where are you taking them? Where can they learn more? Because that's why they click. Either you promise them something they can download to learn more, or you have to give it to them right on the landing page. So it has to be valuable information. Otherwise, they won't give you their email address or their contact details. It has to be something they're interested in. Campaign management, we have to manage your campaign. Have a nurture sequence. That's where the blogs and the newsletters come in. And then eventually the quote and sale, they ask you for a quote and you can then follow up and make the sale. Remember, if you go into marketing, nurture your leads and you make the offer of a sale. Doesn't help you have a list of 600 people and you never talk to them, because that means that they don't know what you have to offer. So you might find out that they went to your competitors because they didn't know that you were offering this thing. And you have to say the same thing over and over and over again so that they know that you do websites, so that you do digital marketing. They need to hear it when they're ready. And you can't force a person to be ready for the sale. But you can inform. And they will leave your list when they're not interested anymore. When they've gone to a competitor, they bought from them or they bought from you. Let's manage our list better. They will unsubscribe if they're not interested in hearing from you again. And then you have to have reports. You have to have a report to say, okay, this worked or this didn't work. And this is what we give our clients, is a monthly report that they can see, okay, this is the money they spent, this is the leads, the impressions, this is the click-through rate. Are we doing better? Are we doing worse? What are we going to do about it? Are we still happy? Do you get proper leads or not? We have a meeting with them. Say, are you happy with the type of leads you're getting? And then they can give us more information to say, okay, this is not the type of lead I need. Let's cut this out. And then we adapt and we pivot. And that's where the campaign management comes in again. So that's the nitty-gritty at the end of this process. I've done a lot of talking now. So has this opened anything for you at this point? Because this is just a brief overview of all of it. Because that's the way I learn. I like to know the helicopter view, and then we can go into detail of each step. Is this a nice overview for you, or is it a bit overwhelming?
So for me, that's actually very good because already just from the overview, it's already highlighted the one thing I need to go look at immediately, which is our website and especially our landing page. When you do your marketing, whether it's through Google Ads or through social media, landing on your first page, if it's not, people are not going to be interested.
They go away.
I think what this also has done, it's a nice, as you said, helicopter view because it mentioned all the different aspects.
We will discuss the information in the workbook. In the final session of this training, this strategic blueprint is truly the backbone of everything you'll do online. Get excited. See you in the next module.